way, you will take those as comments and they will challenge you for let's sit up straight and do the right thing. I don't specifically remember the incident we referred to, but CCSL has been such a dynamic institution where we get the church who for maintain neutrality. And if you did it as the chief executive and your members in CC, you are partial, you are biased, you are not neutral, they will take you to task. That not be happening because they don't see that in me and they don't see that of me. But maybe that somebody will get in your own thinking, in your own perception, they come up with that kind of view there. But the fact that being sustained shows that it was only making a story.
Okay, so after that day, you be the national organizing secretary after Kaloko died. So how for the 2007 election? So yes, how you been meander your way for me you mobilize and win that election day?
Yes, in the first place I want to say that I left the CCSL in 2025. I clear completely where I left CCSL. But in fact, I stopped work in 2004. I've been on 1 year leave. So when I left, I began to think, what next I will do? I will go into business. What should I do? Then I decide for first work with one organization based in America, what they call Church World Service, as an Africa coordinator for peace. And I've been based in Nairobi briefly. Then when 2007 they approached, I came for Ghana register in February. And whilst at this Salone, that tragic incident took place where Fude Kaloko died, who was the then organizer of the APC. And whilst I've been still in Salone, I've been visiting the party office now, because that's the lane I don't choose to go next. The party approached me. As in death, they said the appropriate person can step in. Now, Alemami P. Koroma. That's how, in the first place, I assumed the position of National Organizing Secretary, replacing Fude Kaloko. Then onwards, as Organizing Secretary, you have to be somebody who know how to organize people and events, and that gets an appeal to the people where they talk to. So I use all of their skills and also take the advantage of my popularity then, having served in Sierra Leone during the war, dealing with displaced persons, refugees, and people in general. That will make me very strategic at some point in performing that position, playing that role within the APC. So with all of that and the leadership I began at the time, in the person of now former President Anders Koroma, with all of that, we able to work together and build teams where I will coordinate the women them, the young people them, the old one them, who now are veterans. Everywhere in the country I go, I'm not a stranger. So all of that can bear on the results what we get eventually. I was very active, I was all over the place. And I began the support of my presidential candidate at the time, President Koroma, and I began the cooperation also of the structures within the party, the young people, it was then Youth League, the Women's Congress, and so on and so forth.
Okay, thank you very, very much. We'll lead the first and come to the other people, but we'll come, we'll begin to talk about other things and talk about your ambition for being the chairman of the All People's Congress. So I come to the other candidate, Dr. Victor Davis. We now one particular we are aspirants them for the All People's Congress. Good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, Famulden.
Go. Yeah, go on.
Famulden, good afternoon. Mina Victor Davis. I born na Mantorial Terrace, na the east end of Freetown. I attend primary school there, na St. Philip's Primary School there, and I attend the Prince of Wales School, and later the Albert Academy. And I attend Fabric College, I study economics, and after that I've been a lecturer at Fabric College and become head of the Department of Economics. Later, work for the International Monetary Fund and become a resident representative for the International Monetary Fund, which we can call IMF. But before that, I've been studying at Oxford University and get a doctorate degree from Oxford University in economics.
Okay, so when somebody they talk about Victor Davis, you know Dr. Victor Davis, now somebody we don't lecture na Fabi College, he turned head of department for economics department. So how it been talent for you?
Well, it's been challenging because at the time, me not be a young lecturer. I start for lecture in my early 20s. So it's been challenging. I'm a lecturer people who are older than me, and I'm therefore use me discipline for able for assert me authority. And in the end, people they admire me as a young lecturer. We get discipline, we really master a subject, and we fair to everybody, and we help over time for build capacity. And many people from that day to now, they look upon me as their role model.
So from there you go work for IMF. How you work in talent at the IMF?
At the IMF, we've been the advised governments then across Africa and other regions of the world. Governments then get all kind of challenges, economic challenges, financial challenges, and it's all been there. We've been getting crisis then, COVID and other crises there, then world crisis then. So the countries then depend on we, and also like me, at one time I've been the resident representative, which means that now maybe they represent the IMF. Now maybe I've been the face of the IMF. Now the rich countries the way I've been there. So I'm to give them expert advice, and they trust me for help them for solve their problems.
Okay, so you as somebody we you don't work for the IMF, you don't lecture na Fabi College with any kind experience than they. So people then they talk about the Sierra Leone economy. So what did you take?
Well, the Sierra Leone economy face problems, and things don't they go from bad to worse over time. I can give you one example. In 2017, a HTC holder, a primary school teacher, we get HTC, a monthly salary, be able to buy 5 bag rests with that monthly salary there. But today, that same teacher there with the same qualification, HTC, the same primary school teacher, in salary, he go only able to buy 2.5 bag rests. So that they show you say over time, cost of living on the increase and standard of living on the fall. And nowadays we get Boku people who don't work at all. We get widespread unemployment and poverty on the increase. And that's not part of the reason, in fact, we see Boku people and they take kush and other drugs, where they even lead to more misery and hopelessness for so many people. So things they go from bad to worse.
Okay, so I'll ask you this question. People like you say most of the problems in Africa, now the IMF conditionality, now the thing they wouldn't say. So what should I take?
Well, in the first place, are not there for represent the International Monetary Fund, I made that declare. Are there as a Sierra Leonean and as an APC flag bearer aspirant. But okay, I don't make that declare. But I want to say for Salone in particular and for Boku other African countries then, the problems then now we have to cause the problem then. Salone, for example, we get all kind of resources. We get diamonds, we get gold, we get bauxite, we get rutile, we get fisheries, we're on the coast. We get beautiful beaches, when a huge attraction and a huge assets. We get all them fine things we God give it. But then we are one of the poorest countries in the world. With people in poor like I don't talk just they see people in the past, they go about, they don't get things for eat, even a free tongue, they sell a to them that I mean chewing gum, pocketan. You go applying and the people don't even get water for drink. Now the two water they drink. So all them problems they are not so external factors or external agencies then cause them. Now through bad leadership. If we get a government where they work in the interest of the country, we're not going to get all them kind of problem there.
So, like, how the economy is, so you, not somebody, we get that experience. You don't work for for IMF. So wetin go be you advise to government as to how to fix the economy?
The first thing I go advise the government, and what we go do, where we win the presidential election in 2028, now for fight corruption. Corruption is the number one problem we make we poor as a country. The second thing we go do, now for end government wastage. The government wasteful. One, they get too many ministers and too many presidential appointees. You get over 30 ministers. We go get a small government, a small cabinet of less than 20 ministers, and over half of them go be women. So the government wasteful. Apart from the ministers where they get plenty, then get boku presidential appointees. And then same appointees then they do the same work as the ministers. And so then just they overlap, they don't really do any work. One good example I'll give of wastefulness, then create the office of chief minister. When they do the same thing as the vice president. And all the offices, then they're very costly for run. So if the government now close the office of chief minister, when we win the election, then one of the things that we will do, we will close the office of chief minister because now waste of money. And we go cut down on all them wastefulness here. And use the money on priority areas like education. We get education now, the school subsidies are so small, and they reach the school in time. The schools are in time, the health sector also, hospital and they not get drugs. You get Boku teachers them, where are so-called volunteer teachers them, the same with nurses. You get them so-called volunteer nurses there, where they not they pay. So we go cut all the wastefulness here, all the money when they use for travel, for fly abroad and just go and not show anything for all the fly when they fly. All the money when they use for buy Toyota Land Cruisers them. And all the wasteful spending, I will use the money then they for employ all the teachers they are way, they say not get PIN code now, they not they pay at all. And all the nurses with themselves not get PIN code, they not they pay at all.
So, like sometimes the people like you say, the president is not the chief diplomat. So, for the fly and probably make necessary connections. You know, if you say, if even the APC can have power, that's necessary.
The president in flying for be limited. The president and the government, the entire government, and flying for be limited. We go keep with foreign trips to the minimum, because the solution to the problem na Salone day. Now yeah, for sit down and fix the problem. We not go with the fly not the yield any better benefits. Even the money when they go giving a small akara money compared to what we can able to forget. If we sit down at home and we focus. For solve the problem, for look for domestic solution to the problem then. And that we go do when we win in 2028.
Okay, thank you very, very much and continue for stay with you. We can't to other studio guests. We na Asan Kama, we na the coordinator for the APC elections. So good afternoon again and welcome to the program.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Yes, this being the APC being lower level elections. So tell me first about these lower level elections, these ward level elections with the APC being get.
Well, in preparation for Gateway National Delegates Conference, where, the man can potentially be the chairman and flag bearer, potentially, we need for build up. So the first elections that we conduct in that build up now the ward elections, where people then they refer to lower level elections. But in my opinion, ward, constituency, district, region, they're all part of the lower level elections. After that now then we prepare for the national delegate conference, the big one. We will elect all the national officers, including the flag bearer. So on Saturday the 21st, we conduct elections now 446 wards across the whole country in preparation for the National Delegate Conference.
Okay. Now you conduct the elections then you get the people within the work with you at different parts of the country. So what are your assessments when it comes to that election day? What you can say towards the elections day?
In terms of the outcome overall, very, very pleased, very happy. I believe, say, we did extremely well, bearing in mind the fact that I think that you know, under we new constitution, we just did try, we implement, election. As you are aware, in the past, APC been get election by consultation. So now we're going to proper democracy. So for the first time, for we conduct elections of this magnitude, and I would say 90% was successful. Obviously, no election are do perfect. You must get people away, not happy with this ground tool. We go and say the petition, but that's only about 10% we dey still look into, because the constitution also provide for an independent elections complaints board. So anybody we aggrieved with regards to election procedure or results, they can petition to that body there. So that body they sit currently on some of them petitions then they. But like I say, overall 90% no issues at all. So we're happy with that.
Okay, so the APC be done to go with election or selections. Well, plenty time, then we can say where we go by selection. This election of this magnitude, ONA 2, it be actually challenging to ONA.
Yes, very, very challenging, because now the first time we do actually under the new constitution. Because the last one actually was done by the TII-EMC, and the TII-EMC now a creation of the court. And the court been create TII-EMC. In fact, now the court be even appoint the chairman of the TII-EMC. So for we are elected members of the party under this we current 2022 constitution, the first thing this would embark on elections of this magnitude. So it was very challenging, but before we go into the election, we've been planned, we prepare, and we learn from the experience of the TII-EMC. They advise we as to how for plan, then tell you about the difficult and hard to reach areas, in terms of, ballot boxes and election materials, how for transport them. They advise you with regards to budget. So we take the advice on board, and which obviously I get now with 31 in total at the committee. We get people and they we PhD holders, we get economists, them, all manners of people, them, so we all with the all meetings on a regular basis. So plan properly, but no matter how hard you plan, we do something like this at the first time, definitely you will experience some small issues, but we are pleased.
So the one that wouldn't been conduct the elections, wouldn't have been the technical expertise we didn't get for conduct the elections there?
Well, they not be need any technical expertise. They just need for being members of APC, and then need for no saying a volunteer. They volunteer. We train them. Now we recruit. We train them. Then we deploy them. Now the various wards them. We send them for work conduct election.
So you get, like what you say, you get areas that we not hard to reach areas them, very difficult for go. So which mechanism, so how the elections them in go at them places then they, considering the transport constraints, consider how you go able to transport the materials there, all that kind of thing there. So how will I be able to manage them?
It was extremely difficult. But in the end, will be managed for reach, especially places like them, Falaba, with a far, them places like them Bond, with on side and they take you 2-3 days for reach, So that's the only issue would have been lead to, instead of the election starting at 9 o'clock, we'll not be able for start. Now some areas we start at 12, some areas we start as late as 2 o'clock. But in the end, the election them, carry on apart from, 1 or 2 areas them where, people raise concerns.
So some of the elections then we see on social media, some may get small fed. Some they say, well, the elections then in fact, people then go with ballot stuffing, all that kind of thing then So how when I look at the areas then where people them they allege they were seriously affected.
And like I say, allege, there is always going to be allegations of, elections malpractices. But what we do, we ask all we presiding officers them for do reports, incident reports of areas which have problems them been there. Most of the allegations of ballot stuffing were refuted basically. But people then get the right for petition. As long as they get evidence, the body what I talk about earlier, the IECB, the complaints board, they get the mandate for call for rerun of any election where they believe say there were election malpractices. So like I said, they sit on that right now, and then they wait for the outcome of the hearings then they. So they will likely indicate say this particular election award XYZ before do a rerun because of XYZ reasons.
So how many days una can get, like for instance, after they don't conduct the elections, and how many days una they get from a person can petition, then after then the petition again. So how many days you get?
Well, according to the elections manual, I think now 48 hours. But because the election be happening on Saturday, will be exclude Sunday. So the 48 hours will actually start on Monday. So it was Monday to Wednesday, Tuesday, and Tuesday to Wednesday.
So some other members then been say then dissatisfied with the way how the elections were conducted. That then they go PPRC. Una don't get any of them cases then they.
Not at this stage because we get with internal mechanisms. You cannot just jump and go to PPRC. Even PPRC don't make it clear. So if anybody go to them without exhausting the internal mechanism, then they send you back. Because now that makes specifically the Constitution established the Internal Elections Complaints Board, Independent Elections Complaints Board. Now they have responsibility for looking to all elections complaints, petitions, and then they can rule on them. If after that you're still not happy, you can go PPRC, but not before.
Okay, thank you very, very much. When we come, we go talk about the areas them with them petition, how many, we'll talk about districts by districts and all then things. And so we go back to Mr. Almami Petitokuma, we one stand, we now one of the aspirants them for the chairmanship of the APC. And Mr. Kuma, people then don't they say, why this time? Because all this time, flag bearer, even the last one, 2023, now flag bearer you go for, but this time you decide say, they come for the chairmanship. What's not the problem?
Well, thank you very much. In the first place, before giving me reasons, I first want to acknowledge the good work where we leadership don't play over time. And more so at times currently when we get serious constraints in terms of the number of personnel, elected persons within in office, and how stretched they are from the chairman to deputy chairman, secretary, deputy secretary on the day, organizing, and we get in gaps and day. However, they don't keep the party going. But we also accept that much more could be done if we get the full complement of elected officials so that all men play in your role effectively. And that's where I come in. And they come in for fill a gap will even exist now. And even if it not exist, much as I say, good work has been done, I also believe that much more needs to be done and much more can be done. And it is that element I want to address. I see myself playing a very pivotal role in the life and continuous living and performance of the party, the APC. Yes, I've been on attempts twice for being the flag bearer of the party, but I know the story, I know succeed, and perhaps I know how I not succeed. But that not spoil me heart because I believe say power na God the give. You know, make I left the party because I believe in the APC. I continue to serve in the APC in whatever shape or form position or no position. So after a reflection, what I do in the past couple of years in terms of my future in the party, it kind of in mind that flag bearer position is not the only position that exists in the party or for the party. There are other things that you can do to serve the party in a more prominent way. And as I say, this time around, I can join my comrades at the Secretariat and provide leadership. So together we will team up for give the visibility, the dynamism, and the good things that you know the APC will be. A party will get action, a party will get an impact, a party that brings people together. So I come in this time around for help, for contribute to that process and performance of the APC. That's why I come in.
Well, you don't, because the people like you say, them positions they are need consultation. So you don't consult.
Me, like pastor, somebody way at times for some people like appear slow, but me I take time for process. Whatever I want to do by myself, I take time for process, and after that, I consult people where I consider very wise and very central to what I want to do at any given point. So if I come to this level now where I don't announce I want to be flag bearer, definitely it is after my internal reflection and processing and after consultation with the one day way I did for consult. Of course, I will continue for do the consultation. Not all man I will not reach, but I don't come to a stage after the number of people who I don't get in touch with, I will give me approval, endorsement. Yes, I do that consultation day, and I will continue with that process.
Well, people they say even though the former president don't resign, say to chairman again of the party on and all that kind of thing, but you don't consult that.
I don't consult what I need for consult. I don't consult. If you have to give a full list of what I don't consult, and some have informed say I'm going for this.
Because people say it still gets grip, it still gets saying, also in voice the nine people in the full. So you know if you say it's necessary, probably for consultant, probably instead of giving you blessing.
Let's first address the issue of influence. Mange Mansari, he opened at 98.1. Even after you left this institution, depending on how you carry yourself about this institution, you will continue to get that influence. You're not going able to be in a decision-making position, but the influence in terms of ideas, suggestions, it will continue because you've served this institution. So there will be any doubt if President Nkrumah gets influence. I'd expect that so. Me said, anytime I don't leave, anytime I don't serve, I'd expect my influence to continue. Not even saying I'm the leader or I have to take decisions. But yes, it's just natural that ex-former President Nkrumah gets an influence on the APC. I don't doubt that. And so if you ask if I need a blessing, I need the blessing of everyone. I need your blessing, self. I need the blessing of my own parents, self. I need the blessing of my neighbor there. I need the blessing of the current leadership. Because I want to be assured or for assure myself that, yes, I have everybody on board in my aspiration. So if you ask me, I even the big one for Leon bless me, everybody.
So what about the current leadership, including the chairman, even though somebody they act in incapacity? So you don't get all you don't consult and you don't get all the blessings then
I tell you, I don't consult as much as I could at this moment, and the process of consultation they continue.
Okay, so you at this time where you decide not for go again, and you na huge huge blessing, and you get influence, you get any candidates with the support, like Mr. Davis na, you get any presidential flag bearer aspirants with the support.
And I pray for let God give me the flag bearer candidate for the APC, and that's the person that I will support. For now, they are all aspirants, and they look forward to support from every good person. But it's not just a new place. Even as a senior member of the party, not the best thing for do, for begin align myself with any particular candidate. Worst of it all, me, that the person would invite for be the national chairman. And that even sets me aside. I will set the example of being neutral, not being biased, not being partisan. So I support them all, but I not choose any one party. I support them all in the sense that, as I speak to you, all the one day we will know for the flag bearer aspirants of the APC, then give me tremendous respect. They hold me in high esteem, and they all don't come meet me, will talk, including my brother here, Victor Davis. He report me, he can't meet me. And so I will safeguard that respect they all don't give me. And therefore, I don't try my best, and I'll continue to do my best, not for being partisan, until our convention comes later in the year, and we elect the one who God don't choose for me. And that is when I'll pull close, how can I do for being that kind of person there.
Okay, so you get so many flag bearer aspirants. The last day we are listening, they say there are over 20. So, waiting at your relationship with all of them, or some of them?
Very good. One of mutual respect. As I tell you just now, if I not be get a good relationship with them, or mean a person where they don't recognize as anybody within the party, they don't can see me, they don't get time for waste. But I tell you, practically every single one of them don't talk with me, don't meet me for declare their intentions and for seek me support and collaboration in the way I can. So that tells you that I've got a very good relationship with all flag bearer aspirants, and I pray it will remain so.
Okay, thank you very, very much, and continue for stay with we at the program Salone Tiday with the country from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Yusuf can get the opportunity by way we will send message to the number 077-981-981, 077-981-981. If possible, we get time, we will open the phone line for me on a call and ask questions to we studio guest them. We then at the studio. So I come to Dr. Victor Davis, and somebody they ask, oh, Victor Davis. Somebody go ask what's like contribution to the APC party.
I don't they contribute to the APC over the years. Me be honorary foundation member for many years. Now that position did not exist again. They don't change them. So me patron member. Over time, I don't make financial contribution to the party, and even they contribute to the preparation of key documents then, like the past manifestos then at the party. Then I don't make financial contribution now. Like only last Thursday, I go make some substantial donation of rest and cash to different groups then at the party where they keep fast. I make that contribution there as Sunakati for them for court fast. Then we also recently made contribution to the disabled wing. I give them crutches and wheelchairs. Then the party they rehabilitate in headquarter building. I also contribute money to that project there.
Okay, with all then one then in terms of qualification, because again it's very important that if you don't serve the APC party for 5 years uninterrupted. So when you joined the APC party?
2016. I joined the APC 2016.
Okay, so 2016 you don't join the APC party, but people not be too know about Dr. Victor Davis. So why at this time now, you decide for calm and waiting at your popularity within the party and the structures?
Where I'm in the work for the IMF, my job not allow me for play an open role in politics. So the role we have been playing have been a role behind the scenes, I will call them. That I mean, they support the party, but I know they can't openly like for contest for election because the job not going to allow you. But that's making fact. Where I decide for emerge now as flag bearer aspirant, I resigned from the IMF. But over time, as I say, I've been on the play a big role in terms of contribution, in terms of writing manifestos, etc. And now, I will continue to play that role there. And people, I don't do widespread consultation inside the party. I don't consult all the various stakeholders in the party. I don't move across I don't meet all the different organs in the party. Like me, big brother, I say, instead self, I go meet them, consult with them. Now, so I go meet all the organs then and all the big one in the party and share my aspirations with them. And I can tell you, say, this election, I know to noise get them. That public noise where they hear people and they go pay for let the Allah for them. This election, yeah, na delegate election. And the one they win a delegate or win a prospective delegate and the general party membership, they all welcome me because they see me as a break, as the kind of candidate where then they look for, where go beat the SLPP.
So within the APC party, then you say follow structure. So waiting are you relationship with the structure of the party, even going down to the grassroots.
Now that I've been the talk so just now. I don't meet every official in the party, every executive member and other senior members in the party. Not just senior members, I don't meet the rank and file, the grassroots, they all, the different organs in the party. I don't meet them one by one. The Women's Congress, the Youth Congress, the disabled wing where I talk about just now, the veterans them, and all the other organs them. So I don't they follow structure. And the one they meet and plenty they tell me say, you know the only aspirants who really they follow structure, who don't systematically meet every organ of the party.
Okay, so somebody been they say you been on the work for IMF and somebody don't they say waiting have been you advice to the former government where you been in IMF, I been they advise them. So you been able to give them any advice at the time we been in IMF, then we been get the APC government in power.
And in the first place, where I've been the lecturer at Fabric College, I lecture beaucoup people and we serve as ministers and that past government day. And even in this present government, I lecture ministers and I lecture senior officials of the Bank of Salone, now this present government and the past government, and other senior public officials. Most of the people in our Ministry of Finance, the senior people, I lecture them at the time and now. So they all they meet me for advice. They look upon me as a mentor. So I advise them one-on-one and give them personal advice and technical advice as for how to do their work.
Okay, well, still with we'll go for music break. We'll come back. We will continue with the program.
Tribal conflicts, opinions separate us. But hand in hand, we go into the booth. Democracy, the government of the people, by the people, for the people. Salone, now we go. And before the next sunrise, our future is already set. Let no politics, no religion, no tribal conflicts, opinions separate us. But hand in hand, we go into the booth. Democracy, the government of the people, by the people, for the people. Salone, now we go. And before the next sunrise, our future is already set. We've been led for too long, so long. Our return seem impossible, even though we tried. Our progress gets difficult every day. We all need a moment of silence to know who we cities, designed by the vaunting ambition of those who lead us. The young men spend fruitless hours in the ghetto, no future, no hope. The young girls gave up their pride of womanhood, why for survival? Parents spend sleepless night thinking how to settle the bills. Inflation causing madness everywhere. Our children have no hope of the future. See how we're falling apart. Let no politics, no religion, no tribal conflicts, opinions separate us. But hand in hand, we go into the polls. Democracy, a government of the people, by the people, for the people, Salone, we own. And before the next sunrise, our future is already set. Let us think and rethink it over again. See all what we've gone through. Let us feel a peaceful tide and a better place for us to be. We are a people of love and splendor, of God's beauty on our faces. Let's recall those days when men were men and women took pride in their full breast, with beads round their necks and hips. Then the man say, Buwa bisye, Limba man say, Walibina, Kula man say, Jaramaha, Jabra man say, Bamisekeo.
Yes, Fambule, and welcome back to the program. Salone Tiday, we come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. I hope you don't enjoy that music day from Wani, where they talk about let no politics, no religion. We come back to studio guest. We get now Mr. Kamara, we are the coordinator. We talk about the lower level elections where the APC being gets this BNTM. Yourself can be part of the program by way we will send message to the number 077-981-981, 077-981-981, and the number where you will send a text message to. With time, we will open the phone line at the same number again, 077-981-981, and ask questions to we studio guest them. But we no go, they not go answer any question we no relate to this discussion. Now, only waiting relates to this discussion, now in then go answer question too. But waiting not relates to this discussion, they not go answer then questions in there. So I come to Mr. Kamara, we are the election coordinator. Yes, so Mr. Kamara, we don't get different talks then about the lower level elections, and I see people in social media and they say that Dandy the lead, that social candidates the lead, and that candidates the lead, now that they coordinate. So what do you think about then kind discussions then there?
Well, I would advise people to let them jubilate with caution, because nobody know for sure. They want to delegate them. We don't go and they vote for anybody they want. Not so that go give them money no more. Somebody will take you money, he will promise you, say they vote for you. We go, who I want vote for now, they vote for. I remember when we senior political godfathers and the party, when our Honorable Logus Kogoma tell me something where somebody pour Misa, say they vote for him. They say the person swear to the Alcaba, say no that they vote for. So somebody like that they go vote again. So they rely on them people and they. And also, now we conduct the elections, now we they generate the results and publish. So I see people that they jump up and down even long before we even begin for publish. So how say that you win or not to you win. And also, the reason why some people they do this, it deliberates. Because you begin crying out, so I don't win 70%, I don't win 80%. They remain at people in mind. You go constituency back, you win or you lost, so you say, I don't win X amount. So we go lost now at the delegates conference. We say, and I woke, they woke me. I win from the ward, I win constituency, I win under I go Carlos here. You know what I mean? So my advice to the people who they do that, especially the flag bearer aspirants, them, I go advise them, let them stop for do that. You know, let them wait patiently and let them continue for work and campaign. Let them do their homework. At the end of the day, the National Delegates Conference, now till August. So each day, now they will able to determine who that win or who that loss.
Okay, so again, other concern beyond they can say, then they use os, then they use keke and other things as symbol, and where some people not being satisfied with that. So, waiting, how will I be arrive at that?
Well, obviously the best thing for do now for put people in pictures them, especially for we people that will not go school. You know, you say I go vote for Dr. Davis. Let's see Dr. Davis in picture. He tick him or he cross him, they go vote. But unfortunately, when it comes to the ward elections, they are huge, it's massive. Like I say, 446 wards, each ward na 9 position. If you do the maths, that's like about 4,014 positions. And each position, let's say on average, 2 people contest. So they talk about 9,000. You know, for go put people and pictures them, the one that we apply. You know, for them position, if one is very expensive and it take time, it delay. If you go for go print, now that the printer tell we, and because not being get time, because when I go no say we Secretary General been there in custody, and they release them just 1 or 2 days before the elections. And without the Secretary General, we've been struggle because now the custodian, now they sign certain document and I get for publish, even we can't to budget, you get for sign. You know, but unfortunately they in custody. So for now go make ballot papers, they will get the phases of people them, or not before meet up that deadline in the first place, and also it been very, very expensive. And since not just the ward, moving forward to the constituency, we go consider for put the pictures of people them.
So una able to explain to them people then they with them concerns then the way them being get?
Yes, we did. In fact, prior to the elections, we do a nationwide sensitization, voter education and sensitization tour across the 17 administrative districts of APC. We even engage party members in the diaspora via Zoom, all the special organs them. We engage everybody, we educate them about the elections. And during the engagements, then they will tell and say, if we get sufficient funding and time, we will make sure say we put the pictures of people there. But we also indicate say, if we not meet up for put pictures, we will use symbols. We make them all aware of that. And symbols, not to the first term this. People they know they use symbols for years and years for conduct elections. You know, so we may make them aware during that voter education and sensitization tour before the elections.
So you get people in the diaspora because they say these elections have been cut across the whole membership in the APC. So what about the diaspora? Then they say been votes in this election?
No, the diaspora do not vote for this election because now by levels, this is not the ward. It will not get ward executives that are the diaspora. The diaspora, the level start from what we call chapters, which are equivalent of constituencies. So now the next level of elections, the diaspora then get for participate right up to the National Delegates Conference.
So we una don't, even though not to una they handle complaints them, but now una conduct the elections. So now how many complaints that we talk about? So we people and don't make to the party say then dissatisfied with certain things then will happen.
The complaints them boku, to be fair, But if I can put in percentage wise, I don't feel say they reach 10% of the total number of elections that we conduct. But when you look at, 446 wards times 9, 4,000 and something, if you receive, less than, I don't know, 100 complaints or 200 self, that's about, 10%. So, but the IECB, they deal with all them complaints, then they, and then at the end of them deliberations, then go rule. Whatever they rule, then we they go with. If they say for cancel this election and do a rerun, now that we go do.
We see the APC this bent pull one press release. We side they talk about we side they go for do the own elections thing. I don't know if you can able help with that. If you able explain viewers and listeners within figures and the districts them. We side wanna go for do the own.
Okay, yeah, no, the one and then the elections that we, because obviously now we get the mandate for conduct elections. And it's not just sufficient for say we for conduct the elections in a free, fair, credible and transparent manner according to the constitution. So it's on side and the way we start, but we're not able to finish the election. Either because we start late, place can dark, we're not able to complete, and then for continue, we're not going to know the people who will be there at the line at the time, more people and we go for camp. So we decide, say, for some of the elections, we do them back, we do rerun. So inside then they will not be even start because of, logistical difficulties, lateness in election materials, will not even start. And example, 2 wards, then they are still at Tonkolili, will not even conduct elections. So then inside then they all will pull a notice for say because we're not being conduct, we will conduct elections at the inside and so any side will not conduct or the side will start, will not finish, will not get results, will not conclude the elections, we they do reruns. But the side although we conclude or get results, where people in petition, now IECB they deal with. As long as we don't conclude we get results, now IECB get the mandate for deal with that and they for call for a rerun.
So una not get better time again for do the elect because I get plenty elections they will own they do. So their own elections there, who's there una get for do them?
Well the rerun they hope for do the all in one day, we just they wait for the IECB for conclude. Then say they don't they work every day from morning till night na party office. They work extremely hard because the people in back then they come from all over the district and the country for come listen to them petitions and then they allow people and because with somebody petition you just get for and time for explain so they allow people for come explain and they make notes of waiting and they say in the end they go sit down now and go through all that and then go pass the rulings. They all them feel say because so then they were not legitimate concerns the people raise. But other one then they back we not so legitimate, but that a matter for the IECB and no one can say anything now we will prejudice, the rulings that they get for make, So therefore wait patiently with the hope say by tomorrow because even right now then they on as we speak, then they on the hearings them. But they hope say by Monday, Tuesday, then we don't conclude and we'll get the rulings them. If that happens, hopefully by the weekend we'll conduct the reruns them across the country.
So people want I will get one of my friend we say in the work we don't want that will be chief electoral commissioner in Salone. So you like a chief electoral commissioner, how the job don't turn for you?
Well, any job now you will make it difficult for yourself because we get constitution, we get elections rules, we get elections manuals. As long as you stick to that, you get no problem. You cannot legislate for everything. You're not able to satisfy everybody. Just focus on doing the right thing. Let people and talk. And me na that me they do. At the right thing, they do. Make sure say anything I do, I able for defend them. with reference to the rules and the constitution.
So you don't face pressure
Absolutely.
from candidates then?
Absolutely, left, right, and center. This they call you under, that they draw me under, that they draw me under. That you know what I mean. If you're not strong, you go collapse. You go end up for do the wrong thing. Somebody will call you, praise you for let you go do something wrong. We not in the rules.
So
You
it's-
know, but me they focus on waiting in at the rules. No matter what you say, I will listen to you. I will pay attention, but ultimately waiting at the right thing I they do.
So you get candidate?
Yes, I'm a candidate.
That I candidate.
APC na be candidate. APC na be candidate. Anybody will win under APC because this na the journey for recapture state house. There it starts from the lower level elections there. You know, we have to do everything in the interest of the party. I no go try for cut corners or rig election for one particular individual and the detriment of the party and this nation. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. So the best thing is just do the right thing. The what God marks say they be flag bearer, nobody need to change that. He did it already. Nobody need a changer. So just focus, do the right thing. When that time they reach, the right man they emerge. You know what I mean? Rather than you go, double with rules and regulations just for satisfy one individual, we go just collapse the whole party and the whole country. It's not worth it at all.
Okay, thank you very, very much. We continue for stay with we. Mr. Kamara, they go to Almami Petito Kuruma. We stand, we own aspirants for the flag bearer. Because we people are Almami Petito Kuruma, na household name, you know. So you be know all different office system, like minister of works and then so what I be then what I be experience when you been in their ministries then
I will not serve as Minister of Trade and Industry. I can serve as Minister of Works and Infrastructure, and later I serve as Ambassador to the People's Republic of China, and I end up to be Presidential Advisor. You know, when you're in a government in such positions, especially as Minister, all eyes are on you, and the expectations of people across the board, they're high. The one who puts you in that position, they expect that you could deliver. We expect high performance from you. The one day we serve the people of this country, they get their own standards, then they expect that things will happen overnight. And at times, their expectation, they're not realistic. You get for handle your personnel. Sometimes they will not get the same level of motivation. We will go at 50 kilometers, every day they go at 10 kilometers. So these are some of the experiences you undergo. And then resource constraints. My brother, I tell you, in my days as minister, you don't get all the money that you need for do the work we don't set yourself as target for do and the results we want to achieve. So in a way, you just have to just keep pressing on. And that causes sometimes frustration, extra work for do. But I thank God that at the end of the day, I am able to manage my area of responsibility and I will make the impact where I make at the time in question. But these days, for serve as a minister, easy. Easy at all. Because all eyes are on you. Certain expectations of even your personal lifestyle, let alone your performance in your duties and responsibilities. And for the brief time I did out as ambassador, for me, the time was short. But I thank God that I also able to do something who could serve as a legacy for me. But there also, because of the new country, new culture, you have to find time for adjust to the Chinese way of thinking and of doing things. But overall, for me, that be also a joy for being in a position where I will serve the people at national level. I've not served before outside government, but this time I will get opportunity to serve within government, and I feel fulfilled that despite these constraints where I don't mention, I will do the job to my satisfaction, and I also believe to the admiration of many Sierra Leoneans in Sierra Leone.
Okay, so start with the presidential advisor. Where they say somebody not presidential advisor. President can take an advice really.
Well, the point is, as advisor, you're an advisor. You tell the way they advise, the way you say things, and make suggestions on how to go about handling or addressing them things in day. I don't do my job. I don't do my job. If you take me seriously, you could take the advice why they get seriously. Or if you take the issue, say you need advice, perhaps you could consider. But you left with them for do what you want to do with the advice what get. We role now for advice. And I feel good that when it be necessary for a big input on certain issues, I do it in the best interest of the presidency, in the best interest of the country and the people of Sierra Leone.
So during your days as Minister of Works, we see plenty roads projects all when they go on then till then. So how you go compare that to now?
Well, one of the best position for compare. One of the citizens of this country. I know during our days under APC and my days in particular as Minister of Works, Housing and Infrastructure, we always describe the country as a works yard because everywhere are roads. Go to the south, roads. East, roads. Freetown, roads. North, roads. I left unto you for see whether that the same situation we will see after SLPP or after B10. So if you ask me, I can simply tell you that there was much more on roads when me and I be minister at the time than I see now. Maybe there are roads, but me no, I don't know about them and I don't see them. They may be there, but I don't know about them and I don't see the aid and I've not seen them. So if you ask me to compare, now enough for you to compare.
So if you the advice, probably based on you obstacles that we've been faced on these roads and then counting in the government buildings and all the things that they want to handle. If you go advice now, which advice you will give?
Well, I mean, so we can't talk about my campaign and before we fail. Anyway, a good thing that maybe through this advice, I campaign also for myself. The advice I will give is let we purpose ourselves for serve the needs of our country. And our country needs more roads. And roads are a foundation for attract investors and investment. So if I begin a government, I'll continue to place emphasis on roads, or infrastructure, and energy, because then two elements here, they go a long way from the basis of foundation for investment. And let us choose the roads that way essential, who can pave the way for such development. And also, if I may go further, let me also try to build internal institutions who could take over the construction or rehabilitation of roads. I don't say it will be cheaper necessarily, but if we have our own companies and we support them and we cooperate with them, one, we don't get more job opportunities for Salonians. We don't improve economy, will be more broad-based, and maybe even the issue of foreign exchange, it will be minimized because these international contractors, we have to pay in foreign currency. So there are lots of advantages if we own local content, we own people them for set-up companies, and we serve as government, we agree for getting those contracts.
Okay, so now this na delegate elections we dey talk about for delegates. So how far you don't go with your ambition, getting delegates involved in these lower level elections, because it starts from this stage.
The delegates in Boko, in fact, what I don't do, now basically information I don't give. I can forget me formal declaration where I will explain what I intend, what I plan for do for the APC, and what be targets for achieve where I become chairman of the APC, and how the country could be like when APC don't take over governance. That will come during and after my declaration. So as I talk now, I'm also already talking to delegates in the area, and they begin make up who this aspirant be. But even before that, you know, they just come one day, you say, I want this position. You forget the starting point. You forget history of the country, of the party. You forget the track record of the party, of the country. That is the beginning point. And I believe I have that. I believe I get history of the party, I get track record of the party, I get history of the country, I get track record of the country. So you should begin to assess me from that perspective. And now, what I get is top for when I can tell as to what I plan for do. And would I know me, you could say this is a man of words, mean a man of action. What I say I will do, I will do.
So when you talk about the chairman of the party, a pivotal, probably of even winning the elections. So if you emerge as chairman, what thing you will bring? What thing new you will bring at the secretariat?
I go bring the old. I will bring back the old. I will bring new. Let me say to you that me not be the district chairman that came here district from opposition days. When I took up that position day, APC was very lean on the ground of Cambia. With my intervention, we take over and took absolute control of Cambia district. I become national organizing secretary for the party a few months to election. We won from the opposition under the leadership of former President Kuruma, and with me as the engine for mobilize, for organize, and day, we win the election, to my credit, I would say. And so on and so forth. We come at government positions with service. I always make reference to my legacies whilst in service. So that will come. How I did it, for getting results in day, that is already on the plate. But what is new? You say the party needs new energy. I will bring new energy to the leadership of the party. Fresh ideas in terms of bringing the party together. You know, we need for get everybody back. I know for some good reason, some people don't choose for sit on the fringes, on the fence. Some they don't even jump outside. They don't go outside. So they just relax. So under my leadership, I will ensure that we all come to the family. APC is a family. So every member counts. Every voice matters. So that could be my mantra for shift for CC. All who are members of the APC, aggrieved or not aggrieved, we come together and work together. Teamwork is what I'll promote. A level playing field will be our ground for play, the game. And also for allow dissent. I don't expect everybody to clap for me when I say something as a chairman. Where somebody disagrees, we forget pay attention and listen to that person there. We also might learn out of that. So in a way, we could practice full democracy within the APC, where everybody feels he matters, she matters, and feels wanted and respected. These are the things we will look out for when I become the national chairman of the party.
Okay, before I come to the other studio guest, I remember you once you taking a Cambia, the kind of popularity, village to village, people in the common, you they break and talk to, by names, and you still maintain that popularity there.
Next time I go take you go Pujao. Uguka now. You go Mayamba. You go na urban area. I still get them, and that's my part. I love people. I love to be with people. I don't pick and choose whether you educated or not, you poor, you don't get or not. You necessarily like me, so I embrace you. In Motuka, most of the time, you fool. I hardly drive in Motuka alone. In Motuka, whether I pack you well, you can inside Motuka. So being a people's person, I love people, and for that, people also like me. I talk to people. I want to see how I can help, how I can associate myself with you. That is how people then like me. You know, for say, "Na money I go in shape." No, well, of course I share what I have. I like to be helpful to people, but that's not just. And I left body, I lose body to people there, and so in that way, people feel good that that man by all in position, by all in this, by all in that, and day, yes, na me, and that has not changed, and it will change.
Okay. Thank you very, very much. Continue for the which we. Sorry. We can't to we other studio guest, Dr. Davis. What they say, Dr. Davis? What they say, person get na doctor, you don't work, and then kind side and the people and they say that person they calm down. So, waiting, you na grassroots person.
Me na grassroots person. First of all, I born poor. I born into a poor family. Na Eastern, na Upper Eastern Street, Mount Oriel, where I begin school. I barefoot I been to go school. Then after that, I involved in many grassroots activities. I formed One Jama Cultural Theatre. And me have been the first playwright. I mean, the first play, Waiting God or Mark. And I'm the act pan them plays them there. When they take the theatre, go around the country, we go stage plays them. Then, apart from that, I've been formed the Ginger Hall School League, Football League. That league, it produced players that will later on play for Leon Stars. Players that like Junior Tumbu, Junior Parade, Bana Loko, and plenty other one them. So I don't involve in beaucoup grassroots activities. And if you are cancelled, I don't sponsor grassroots activities. Last year, for example, I contribute to the Bodwater project where when they dig underground for let them get water, clean water, now the area also are born up what they call Bodwater. So I interact with grassroots all my life.
So you feel say you get that national outlook where all man go see you as somebody where people then go say, oh, this is a good vote, or go vote for that. You get that national character.
I get a character will make me marketable. Any side I go, only recently I go Bo, I go Kainau, I go Kenema. Any side I go, people then naturally they like me. They say they may not possibly likable, but more important, then they tell me say you are the most marketable candidate for all the flag bearer aspirants them. For various reasons, I get a clean record. I'm not corrupt. I never thief government money. So they say you clean, you record clean. One person let you. Then I one. Then two, me disciplined, and they know me as a disciplinarian for a college where I lecture there. And we need a disciplinarian for take tough decisions as head of state in this country. The country done lawless. If we not get a disciplinarian, then everybody will just do what he wants. Yeah. Then the other thing is, I understand people and suffering. I guess I react for the poor because me self born poor, like how I don't say. So then I command respect na Salone, I command respect at the international community. People that know me all over the world, and people that go respect a candidate like me for be head of state and president. Then as an economist, I go able to solve the boku problems that this country they face because most of them are economic problems. Now the economy nine wrong, nine don't go wrong, nine don't point at this country will make even the teacher, the Boku teacher, they not get pay, nurse, they not get pay. All these sectors are affected.
So, in terms of movement, when you talk of presidential aspirant, flag bearer aspirant, you go don't visit different districts, then probably sometimes in all activities, them. So you don't take an adventure day.
Now that's I mean, some of them side where I don't visit. That I mean, the college is not so. The last places they were visit, na Kailau, Kenema, and Bo. And where go Bo, we been get a chairman we die, APC district chairman. Attend the burying, take part in the burying day. But apart from that, I meet different people in the district and take part in different activities. And I Bo, na Kailau and Kenema, and I don't do the same other side in the country. And apart from that, people in the camp, not just me no more they go, but people in the travel camp, now Freetown can see me. So the flow, the two-way, me they go visit, and people in the camp can visit me as well.
Myself, I will ask you the same question we asked Mr. Kuma. We look at the former president, people say that very influential figure within the APC. So you don't meet to travel, you don't interact to travel?
I don't interact, I don't contact all stakeholders. But the approach with me they use, I know they broadcast the kind of interaction where I don't get with other people then. So I want just assure family and say I don't interact, I don't contact and talk to different stakeholders them. But I prefer to do things quietly. So I know we'll go into details.
So instead don't give blessings?
I will wish for let everybody gain blessing, but I believe say the former president now a mature man, so he will give everybody a blessing. So I don't feel say he will reject anybody, and he will support everybody, and because he's a mature man, and you know go for let people and say, hey, they support this candidate or they support that candidate today.
Okay, so also the APC na a grassroots party, like what people like say, na from people like say na a grassroots party. So even though, yes, but waiting na your interaction with the listener and waiting at the interaction with the grassroots, how you don't interact with them?
I interact very closely with the grassroots them. I get different grassroots groups them where they don't form for me in different parts of the country. And even where I mean go give that donation last week at the party office for the one the way they keep fast for Sonakati. Now the grassroots they organize them. And I give different grassroots them, grassroots groups them at the party for that donation day.
I think I've been asked that question there about the support.
Yes.
Like the support we don't give to the party, you don't state, but the support we don't give to the grassroots. So what are the support we don't give to them?
I give them money. I give them, for example, last week, as I say, only last week, I give boku bag rest to different grassroots them as Sunakati for the cut fast. Then I give them money as well for let them cook plazas for eat the rest. And I don't give donation to the disabled group. I give donation to different group them.
So just now I asked Mr. Kama this question, say different candidates and they say now they don't they get majority. So how you stand at these lower level elections with the votes there way don't they go on every candidate they say I don't get so yanda, I don't get so yanda. So what about you?
Well, Mr. Kamara, where he being respond, he say the one we got on mark for B flag there, nothing will change them. And I support her fully. And not only that, I know say Nami got on mark. In fact, the very first player being right for Wanjama Cultural Theatre, the title now, Waiting God on mark.
Okay, thank you very, very much. So we can to the coordinator, the elections coordinator, because all which one they do so, that they aid in all of this. So and after this stage, after this stage. So what are the next stage where the party go now?
Well, the next stage, we dey look at the possibility of conducting the reruns by the weekend. After that, we dey put the delegate list together, submit am to the National Secretary General. We then get a mandate for publish the delegate list 21 days prior to the constituency elections.
Okay, so in other words, we not put the list of people when they emerge na this lower level elections.
As we know,
Yes, sir.
now that we dey on now, we dey roll them out by district. I think now just out of the 17 districts, I think we don't do about 12 or so districts who don't publish already. So now just a handful left. But ultimately, in terms of the delegate list, now the secretariat get for put them together and publish for saying that they were they form the delegates. The delegate list for the constituency, and the one that we win now na the ward elections, done with the current constituency executive. And they come together and form the delegates with any councillor within the constituency. So the secretariat and they put it together 21 days before the constituency elections and for publish that list today.
So what are the importance of this ward elections?
The importance of the ward elections.
Yes, sir.
Very important. The ward elections are they some man they win them, na they lost am. So instead if you begin loss at the ward elections, still go in the loss. If you begin win at the ward elections, still go in the win. So it is very, very important. I make you see the flag bearer aspirants there. Not only they contest at the world level, but it's Alex in them. The kind fets, noise, some call from the flag bearer them because they know say I see you miss at the world, you go struggle for catch up. So
Okay,
go to the national.
okay, I come back to you. Can to Mr. Kuma. Then you say it starts if you want to be victorious, it starts from this point. So how far you don't go this point to this right now?
I don't tell you just to say. You got to start from where you come from. I'm sure every elected ward executive member now, most of them will know Udona AP Koroba. They get basic knowledge of who we are. Those now they can start for introduce themselves. Of course, are aware of the important role. Well, me, I actually not involve myself at this level. At this level, I not actually involve myself except by my works, except by my appeals to the IEMC and the Secretariat for a level playing field, because when we play the game by the rules, when we do things in a free, fair and transparent manner, the winner will emerge as the winner without the issues of petition or dissatisfaction. So I've been an advocate for fairness, for transparency, and then, yeah, that's the role I've been playing so far in their favor and in their interest for fairness, level playing field, and a freeway.
So the reason why we can left and go to you want them, they say we begin miss at this stage, it becomes a problem.
I know.
So now I make a just can't you straight.
Yes, and we get it right, they continue. Well, there is no guarantee that we get it right, it will continue. It's likely that it continue for build on that. But there is no guarantee that it will be right through onto the top, onto the National Delegates Conference. But every election, every level, important for anybody who wants to vie at national level. Flag bearer or national chairman, etc., etc.
The same thing goes for you. Yourself now, you stand. If you see visa at this stage, probably you don't begin envisage small problem. So what's your involvement at this stage?
I can assure Fambul and say we dey on track for win the delegate election for let be the next flag bearer for the All People's Congress. With strategy, not to tell they publicize, we no begin talk na public, what we don't do or what we not for do, because na delegate election. So we dey work quietly. Then one parable they will say, follow the eat rest, in order to make noise. We dey work quietly. I just dey assure Famble and say, when we do the convention in August, we camp. The VAB movement, as we movement's name, go emerge as the APC flag bearer. And eventually, I go emerge as the next president of Sierra Leone.
Well, Fambulem, you don't hear it from we studio guest them, and you can, as I say earlier on, you can send a text message to the number 077 981 981 077 981 981. The phone line open. You can call and ask a question with regards to the issues them who they discuss now, and you can ask anyone question where you feel say you get a question for. Well, ma can to one text message we can to you, Mr. Koma. Mr. Almami Petito Koma is a man whose leadership I trust. The APC needs a man like him, very influential, very smart, and capable of leading effectively. I believe that with him, winning is expected, and it is the only way forward. If I reflect on his achievement when he was the organizing secretary, the All People's Congress won a clean and unchallenged victory. During his time as ambassador in China, student affairs, concerns and welfare were top-notch. If he is vying for national chairman in 2028, it is a clear path to victory. However, my question for him is that what is his stance on the appointment of the Chief Electoral Commissioner since Parliament has approved? That question there, now for you, sir.
For answer now?
Yes, sir.
Oh. When I know say the APC take a position on that, but me go add me own, and I subscribe to what they say, well, I just add my own aspect. You see, the agreement for national unity, the tripartite and a work, and the recommendations we they make, all come out from the 2023 elections. And in an effort for address the things will be questionable by the 2023 elections, in our effort, I mean, I'm a member of the tripartite committee, as an effort for address those various areas where gray, we're not clear, where subjective in decision making, we come up with 80 recommendations. And one part of the recommendation address the procedure and the process for appoint members of government, especially in the ECSL, the Chief Electoral Commissioner. We propose a structure, come up with a clear position on the structure, both government and the APC and the international partners. And so for the appointment of the Chief Electoral Commissioner, we'll say, get a committee of institutions in this country for be the panel for recommend a suitable candidate to the president. And in the spirit of the agreement for national unity, we will all commit ourselves to the government, the president, and the APC commit themselves to. I wish we could express them in reality, in real terms. But for let the president boycott that element there, where we get an established framework for appoint a Chief Electoral Commissioner, and they just go by in current position of the Constitution. You see, to me, is a kind of breach to the spirit of the agreement for national unity. So I am a position very clear that I wish he had waited for the amendment of the Constitution to go through, all in the spirit of the agreement for national unity. But if you don't know what to do so, I do not agree with him. I will not agree with the appointment of the new electoral commissioner, chief electoral commissioner, simply because on that grounds alone. And of course, you go on to look at the character and performance of the person himself. Because this, the Nigeria play a key position by the last elections. We don't bring all of this confusion, all of this halala, and for look from inside there and choose just one of them. It's a reward. It's a reward. And it's unfair to the APC.
Okay, so we get we first caller on the line. Caller, you name outside the call from?
Hello?
Yes, caller, you name outside the call from?
I was trying. Usman, I call from Manchester. How are you do? Thanks very much for the program. And I say thanks to Mr. Petito. The only thing I know since I person I've been very good somebody because I know I'm from Baptist days, those days of Pastor Mans and Kanu. But the question, as in the London at the I don't call them the Christian that multi religion something we they do in terms of the ECSL where you will get all the religions together. But I see the present situation in terms of how religion and politics they play in a Salone for this past 7 years. Him belonging in that situation, they how if you say we able for can correct things and what things he say we been bring a toxic in terms of a complex. Hello? Yeah.
I get you. Go on. Go on. I get you, caller. Okay. Help. As we all lost that caller there. The phone line still open. You can be part of this program by way where you go send text message or call to the number 077 981 981 077 981 981. You can call or we can call and yourself make a contribution. So I get one again, another question, very long one. It say the lower level elections in Cambia district was stage managed, mad with violence and rigged by BNB pooling staff. The IEMC coordinator in Cambia district is a strong member of the BNB team. For example, in Samu, Chiefdom, constituency 02. Okay, we still get the caller on the line. Yes, caller, you name me outside the call from?
Yeah, sorry now. I mean, the connection I've been used this not been wide. I use now the normal line. But I've been trying to say a very good man. If you don't play a good role, the days of Baptist, say a product of the Bamans, and come to that ETSL. But during the time now of this past 7 years, I see the relationship, how religion and politics don't clash, and waiting at the complex issues in terms of how then they intersect for like a passional faith, the moral, the values, then when they go towards politics for stand on their own in terms of public policy. They don't go collide with either religion and at the same time politics, and where then we're able to stabilize moral and foundation who go say this way in a deep society would they avoid in terms of cohesion or one national cohesion, how religion and politics, then what in future they will correct what you don't see happen these 7 years, especially when they see all these factors. But one more time, I say thank you very much, and let God continue for help now.
Thank you, caller, for that contribution. Yeah, we get all that. We get all that caller on the line. Caller, you name and inside the call from. Come on here, you radio. Would they get a bad feedback? You name outside the call from. You name outside the call from. Yes, I get you caller. You name outside the call. You name it. Yes, give your contribution.
The contribution is why the honesty not in at this line. But even we festival within at this country, so we honest, so we if you need we will agree to you. All these represent where the other people in the makers.
Well, caller, we know they talk about tripartite now this program right now. Now the presidential, we get the person we want vie for the position of chairman. We get flag bearer aspirants. We get the APCY level election. So you can ask anyone can there because they're not there for tripartite. They're not being this, so no go answer you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yes, sir. Yes, so So like I've been yes okay. Another person again. Caller, you name outside the call from?
It's Almami from Italy.
Yes.
The last message we Petit to give, I'm really happy for our request. So we want to APC supporter, we want to SPP supporter. But when I come today, they go on, we all not happy because we family and they the way this government they do, when I go do arrangement for choose electoral commission, we all see what will happen 2023. He come back the same thing, the same policy. We be say Falaba, he change number the same policy, but he can't choose as electoral commission. Who will they give the honorable from APC? We not Salone as the men. Now for we they did a parliament, we not go to parliament or go present on anything. May they sit on thing, then go for the arrangement for national unity. Because this night they start this night they bring war.
Okay.
This night they bring war. Who they support 100% with the Salonians, or they support 100% may they sit on and they host them until the right thing done.
Okay.
So I'm not concerned.
Okay, caller. Thank you very, very much. We get another caller on the line. You name outside the call from?
Okay, I don't want the program. Let's go for the chairman for the electoral commission.
Not sure. We not talk about the chairman for electoral commission. We talk about the chairman. Ewan Almami Pikoma they vie for the position of national chairman at the APC. We get Dr. Davis himself the vie for flag bearer. Then we get Mr. Kamara, Hassan Kamara himself. Nine been the coordinator for the lower level elections. So now then student, now then guess there we get, and now then issues there we discuss.
Okay, I don't understand. Okay, all I talk up.
Okay, later. Yeah, so the person say for this text message will be the look for will be the read for you. It say, for example, in Samu Chiefdom constituency 02, the 062, the IEMC polling staff deliberately refused to conduct the elections in venues allocated by the National Secretary General. Instead, what I call. Yeah, yes. Caller, you name outside the call from. Yes, you name outside the call from again.
Lillian, I call from Sengleton.
Yes, what's your contribution?
Contribution are for Dr. Davis. Dr. Davis, I don't study then I know a man with a students they pay for people in college fee, they do good to people but I mean assurance I want to give me because you know somebody with discipline and somebody with the pay, we no mix and corruption, then we the kind of politics. What's not the assurance we go give we say, you know, go mix and corruption.
Okay.
A man we sabi for clean slate, but one give we assurance, say we the kind of politics.
Okay, you don't get a question, caller. You don't get a question, caller. Yeah. Another caller on the line. You name and who side the call from? Yes, go on.
And we know waiting Ambassador Almami Pikoma don't do in this country. We not good things then. So I go appeal to the APC party and the delegate for let them go appoint a man as national chairman, for let go come and unite this party and take we to victory 2028.
Okay,
thank you, Ambassador Almami Pikoma. That's the vote.
Okay, thank you, caller. We get another caller. Yes, I get another caller on the line. Caller, you name outside the call from?
Yes, good afternoon, sir. From Kobe.
Yes.
Mr. Ahmed.
Yes, go on.
Yes, and Mr. Almami. Not so bad politician. A man with because you know that legislation. A man with a good demand. So I want to know if it's impression to the next presidency. They will release the people to gather the party to their one.
Yes, go on.
Yes, so there's one. So what's the way forward? How
Okay. Okay, thank you very, very much. Okay. Thank you very, very much, caller, for that your contribution there. Then I just don't read this, then from there we'll close the full line, then we'll answer to the questions then we then come for now. Deliberately refused to conduct the elections in venues allocated by the National Secretary General, instead conducted the elections in bushes. Again, the IEMC coordinator denied the IECB ruling regarding the allocation of centers at the right and appropriate venues, instead working under the dictates of Honorable Mabinti Alice Taylor Kamara. A huge number of voters were completely disenfranchised. Petitions have been filed in this issue and not properly handled. This will affect the APC in Cambia district. Yes, so now then questions and contributions there, callers, and don't make. So I start with you, Honorable Almami Petito Kuruma. What you make with the caller honorable now be honorable before they appoint him as minister? Yes.
Thank you very much. I want to thank the callers for the input, and the one that we sound very positive. I want to thank Una, and I want to let continue for share that message there. So we don't know already go be reminded, and we don't know you will know. But on the person we talk about the role of the religious community in contemporary times compared to how it did before. Yes, we are very visible at the time because of the wartime, and I have to be very careful not for unduly criticize simply because me not did it again. But indeed, in our time, we are very visible and very vocal, and we take center stage for address the issues of the war, peace, and reconciliation. That take not only within Sierra Leone everywhere, but even outside Sierra Leone. So I'm sure that gave that they give the name and the importance of the Interreligious Council, the intended day. Now with the no longer at war, and so therefore you could feel say we don't down with tools them. But the area where I get concerned by in terms of the role where the religious community don't play or not play or not play in recent times, therefore do with then slow pace of failure for address certain human rights violations and also democracy issues. Human rights, we don't see in recent times a great number of human rights violations, especially in the of killings. Beaucoup souls have been lost, and no caution, I mean, no area of any caution or the voice of the religious community in that kind of occurrences than they. I miss the voice of the religious community. In the area of democracy, I also miss the clear voice of the religious community. Thankfully, the CCSL been filled a number of elections observers in the 2023 elections. But apart from their release at the time, stating their position on the results, thereafter, what has happened? I know their voice. I miss their voice. We don't get elections in 2023. To date, the results have not been published. They all come as external observers, then don't go back. But we did in this country. And to date, as I speak, the results have not been published. We're not part of the things that we born the Agreement for National Unity, the tripartite, and I know I wish I could hear even a whisper from the religious community on their issues then, because this can always create difficulties. And that's the first time that kind of happened. The number of killings repeatedly, and the cooperation or lack of it of the ECSL with the people of Salone, who are still asking for publication of their results, aggregated data, which they have refused to do. I wish the religious community could lend in voice, or we don't lend in voice on their issues than they. So I want to thank the caller. We remind, I'm sure they are listening and they've heard that they want to hear more of our voices as a religious community.
Okay, so more take the last one before we come to the other callers, to the other people. Ambassador P. Kuruma is the only man that will unite the APC and take the party to State House 2028 with victory.
I don't agree that I'm the only man. Me, I'm one person who don't prove myself in that regard, but I will also work with people there. And as so back, I will lead the process and work with people there for bring about peace and within the APC and victory for the party. I believe in teamwork, and it's a team that I'll work with that will bring about peace in the APC, and the team will bring victory to the APC so that the APC forms the next government after the elections in 2028. I thank the person for the accolades, but please, I want to ask that to get more people motivated for work with me, and that could be my own style. Educated, grassroots, you are very important in that process. The veterans, when I get a wealth of experience and a wealth of knowledge, I will need them now. The dynamic women of the party, the young, vibrant youths, we all come together with our new chairman, A.P. Kuruma, so that peace will come and victory will come.
Okay, thank you very, very much. You get one caller being talk. We also, yes, one caller being.
Yes, thank the caller very much. I think he named Marian. Yes, I want to assure Fambulem, the caller and all the public, general public say, I go lead by example. I not to talk no more like how it done the BB so far. I go lead by example with zero tolerance for corruption. I will adopt a number of policies like public declaration of me assets and the assets of former ministers them for fight corruption. I go adopt a whistleblower policy where we go reward whistleblowers the way they expose corruption at government. Then we'll get 10% of whatever funds we recover. And with some of them policies there are, we go able for fight corruption and we're able for improve the living standards of the country. Because now corruption make the government not get better money for spend on other basic things then like health and education and even water and electricity. So we go address all the problems there are health, education, water, and electricity. Right now, for example, then say then they do free education, but education not free even at public school. Education expensive because then the money they picking them and then parents them for buy all kind of things and for pay for books for exam, for pay for exam fees, for buy uniform them, and for even give the envelope for kind of house. If they're not care the envelope go back with money, then they flag them. So all them things are so linked to corruption. When we fight corruption, we go make sure safe education actually free, and we go get good quality education.
Okay, one more question. Dr. Davis, do you actually have a national outlook?
Indeed. My vision na for Sierra Leone.
Okay, so Mr. Kamara.
Yes, obviously you read a very long message where they indicate say can be a district. But towards the end, the possibly send a message say they don't petition the results now IECB. And I know one for can say things then I will prejudice that. If they not be done petition, the only thing I will say to that is the National Secretary General and get the mandate as per the Constitution for published venues 7 days before the election. But waiting make happen after we publish, some people and petition some of them venues then they. And the IECB back get the mandate for change any of them venues then they. So some of them changes then they come in the early hours of the Saturday for conduct elections. And we coordinators, they've been already mobilized, they don't deploy election materials and everything on one side. So where IECB come and change, like 4, 5 o'clock morning, you know, they not be get extra resources for mobilize back from here to the next. You know, so because of that, some of them venues then they be remain outside and we don't deploy already rather than for move and go outside IECB say. So maybe that now one pan the problems that we make them not be able for use the venues them as prescribed by IECB. But since they don't petition, obviously every petition that they invite the coordinators, them IEMC coordinator for go answer. So I believe say the IECB go rule on that one and they in due course.
Right, thank you very, very much. Now, yeah, we would go the curtains for to this program. Thank you very, very much for we una join me at the program Salone today. Thank you to Almami Petiso Kuruma, we they aspire for the chairman at the APC party. Thank you very, very much for we you come and attend the program. Thank you again to Dr. Victor Davis, we na flag bearer aspirant. We himself can talk about in aspiration, what he will do if he be president and all of that. Thank you very, very much for we joining at the program. Thank you very, very much, Hassan Kamara, for we you join we at the program. We can talk about the petitions, then the rerun the elections we unage for do we no go to again with the APC go do. Thank you very, very much for we you join me at the program. Thank you very, very much to the one to the executive producer of this program, Michael Sambola. Thank you very, very much to Cherno Jallo, we have for produce the program. Thank you very much to Fatimata Samura, we make una see we live on Facebook, and thank you to the man with the behind the machine, DJ Schoolface. Until next week Sunday, me we present the program. My name is Namange Mansari.
And loyalty to we country Sierra Leone. Let we come together, let we walk as one for the better of Salone.
I like for listen Salone today every Sunday because they bring out the issue we get for